Hello guys, what's going on? It's IcyZinHD and welcome back to the channel. As you can see today, I'm on my very questionably looking paladin and playing Classic WoW, well, Classic Plus on the Bronzebeard server on the Ascension community of WoW private servers that launched just under a week ago at the time of recording. The server has been extremely fun, but I'm not gonna get into details about that, but I highly recommend it if you're a fan of Classic WoW, especially Classic Plus servers, or if you want to try something that you haven't tried before. It has a good amount of content and having a lot of fun. I've been streaming on it daily, both on YouTube and Twitch, so subscribe to this channel and, keep an eye out for when I'm live, or click in the description down below to head over to my Twitch channel if that's your preferred method of, watching live streams. With that said, as the title of this video says, in this video I'm gonna be explaining very quickly and briefly the enchanting table and the mystic enchants that you can get on your character to buff your skills and all that. I'm not gonna go into extreme details and depths, I'm not gonna min-max anything, I'm just gonna explain the basic for people that, are having trouble getting the hang of it, I guess. It was a bit confusing in the beginning for us as beginners and a bit overwhelming, so hopefully this is gonna help you a bit. First of all, let's talk about how you find one of those tables. That's the easiest way to get out of the way. You can buy a scroll either by donating on the website or of the auction house. I'm not sure how else you get it. I believe once you hit level 62, not sure, I've heard about that, but you can get a scroll and spawn it. Other than that, you should just go to your faction's capital, Stormwind and Orgrimmar accordingly. They usually have a table up. As Horde at least, I've been also seeing them in Undercity a lot, haven't really checked Thunderbluff. If you don't see a table up, check on your minimap which instance you're on, because in main cities they have it so it's split on instances. It's not that important to see everybody around you in main cities, so in an effort to reduce lag, they split them in instances. If you're in an instance without one, just choose another one. It will most likely have a table up. I'm not gonna switch instances because if you spam it too much, at least for me, it crashes my game. Now that you know how to find the tables, let's also talk how to use a very important currency for them, the Runes of Ascension. Let me go to my currency tab and show you. That's what they look like. They have the little logo. You're gonna need a lot of them for your enchants to switch them around and all that stuff, but at the same time you do get a lot of them as well. I've gotten about 70,000 I believe so far, but I have been using them willy-nilly. I don't recommend wasting them like I have, but again I'll be explaining that in a sec. Now let's talk briefly about the enchants. You can either press N on your keyboard, just like you open your talent page, or if you have it keybound on something else, find those little three arrows in that menu, wherever you might have it around your screen, open your character advancement page, that's your talents, you know that page, you go at the bottom, mystic enchant, ta-da, there you go. Now, your enchants have some slots on the left, and that's your collection on the right. Ignore the right side for a second. Let's go on the left. So you unlock different slots every few level milestones. I think the first is on level 10. Could be mistaken, it's 8. I cannot remember for the life of me. But you unlock your first rare slot, then I think it's 15. You unlock your... or 20, your epic, then another epic, then on 30 you get your legendary, then on 35 you get your artifact, which is what I am now, then on 40 you get another epic, and then your rares are on 45, 50, 55, 58 and 60. So I would say until you are in your mid 40s or high 40s maybe, don't overly sweat it. Just use whatever enchants you have or whatever you're nearby to get. I'll explain how to get them soon. Moving over to the right side, that's your collection. You can go to filter and you can filter whatever class enchants you wanna see, whatever spec you wanna see, whatever quality, collected or not collected, everything. I have 2 pages of collected for Paladin, which is my main. If you go not collected, it goes up to 6. So what are enchants? Enchants are little extra skills and buffs to buff your current skills and stats. For example, my rare gives my Crusader Strike 3% more damage, more crit chance, sorry, but my epic gives 20% additional damage on talents affected by judgment, for example. Then my legendary gives me a completely new skill, but I can also get a legendary that when I heal somebody leaves a little glimmer of light on them, blah blah blah, right? Doesn't necessarily give you a skill. But the other thing I like, that I don't know how much it's gonna change the meta, and all that stuff is the crossover talents. For example, if I want to get improved judgments. Now that's a talent that you get in the retribution tree as a paladin. But if you want to go down the holy tree or protection tree more, so if you want to play a healer or a holy prot spec kind of deal, you know, you don't really want to waste a lot of talent points on your retri tree, but for some reason you really want to have that talent. You can slap that enchant, because as you can read in the description, it requires 30 points in holy or protection trees, and it gives you the talent of improved judgments. It's literally this talent over here. So you pretty much save the 5 plus 2, 7 talent points of getting the actual talent. If that's the only thing you want from this tree, again, just an example, you can go down your Prot or Holy and save the 7 talent points. Now let's talk about how you get the Enchants. Number 1, you can get most of the rare ones, Unbeliever only, from your class trainer. You go to them, it has an option saying I want to buy Mystic Enchants. You can spend Runes of Ascensions to buy some. Number 2, you can find them in scrolls around the world. Mobs can drop a scroll that's literally gonna go in your inventory. I don't have one sadly, but you right click it, you use it, and it says you can roll that scroll, you can use that scroll, sorry, to roll a random enchant that's gonna be rare or epic, but it's not guaranteed to be A, for your class, and B, something you do not already have. Thirdly, you can collect them by going to specific locations around the world. I'm gonna leave a link down in the description to another YouTube channel. That guy has almost all the enchants, I believe, at the moment, and where to get them in the open world. For some of them, you literally just go and interact with an item and collect them. With some of them you have to kill an elite or kill a mini-boss or do a little event or stuff like that. You have to do some interactions depending on the enchant. And then lastly, the last way to get the enchants is in this page here by rolling unimbued scrolls. I don't recommend this method. Overall, I've had about 70, I believe, 1,000 Runes of Ascension so far, but as you can see I'm down to 7,000 because I've just been non-stop rolling my scrolls trying to get some decent stuff for my class, but I have pretty much everything for every other class except from Paladin. It's an RNG system, I don't necessarily recommend it, but it's very easy to get Runes of Ascension at the same time. So quick parenthesis, let's talk about Runes of Ascension. It's a custom currency on this server, you can see it under your currency tab. And you can get them by A, doing their Path to Ascension little achievement until level 30, I believe. Like you see how few I've finished, and then some on PvP and stuff. Until level 30 I had about 30 or 40,000 runes already, but it's not just from that board, you also get them by doing some quests. Well, most of them actually give them as a reward. And lastly, let me find the board, it's that one over there, the War Chief's command board. Let me quickly run to it as slow as possible. That board has dailies, as you can see, that reset. At the moment I can only see the professions being active, sadly. I don't know if I need to be a higher level or what, but as you can see they give you a good amount of runes as well. You can accept them, and then whenever you have the required materials, so for example if I craft 40 wool bandages for this, I can bring them here, click this. Well, it says it's not completed because I don't have them, but you click this, you get your reward. Now, there might be more ways to get Runes of Ascension and I'm missing that, but overall you will be getting a lot of them, so don't you worry about them too much. So back on the board, to activate your enchants, if it's collected, and I'll show you how to collect it in a second, you just click it, and then you click the slot you want to slap it in. If it's an empty slot, it's just gonna lock it. If you want to replace it, it's gonna say pay X amount of tokens, in this case it's just 1,000 runes, to save the changes. So if I wanted to switch this, which I don't at the moment, I pay that 1,000 to switch it. If I want to switch my legendary, for example, it's gonna be 3,500. So it's pretty simple. If the slot is empty, you just pay a bit, you just slot it. If it's not empty, you still pay and replace it. Now, how do you collect them? I already explained that once you get the actual scroll, you right click it. Now, if you collect the enchant in the open world, and that's the part I wanted to talk about, let me move this because I have a fair amount of them, but I've banked most of them. If you collect the enchant in the open world, the second you collect it, the second you loot it, it's gonna auto-collect in your collection, and it's gonna stay as a, actual physical item in your inventory. As you can see, this enchant, Sanctity of Battle, it says collected, and I have it here. If I go on Enchant Scrolls, you also see the scroll of it in my inventory. So if I click Reforge and spend 250 runes of Ascension, it's gonna randomly roll another enchant, could be for any class possible, not guaranteed for Paladin, and you can see the physical item actually changed, because it's a different enchant, but back to my collection, I still have it collected. So as long as it's collected, you can actually reroll the scrolls. Now this little XP bar, you get a certain amount of XP every time you reroll, and every time it maxes out, so every time you level it up, get a Mystic Extract. The Mystic Extracts, what they do is they allow you to save an enchant in your collection without having to pay the fee. As you can see, to save this enchant, if I wanted to, I have to pay 5,000 runes. If I had a Mystic Extract, I could save it by just using that one Mystic Extract. Now, if you don't have any physical items of enchants in your inventory, you should have a fair amount by the time you're level 20 even, but assuming you've been super unlucky or you haven't gotten out of the way and you haven't gotten any, you can click here on obtain an imbued scroll, and for 10 silver, I'm not gonna press it, but for 10 silver it's gonna give you an empty scroll that, just like this one, you just reforge. You get a random enchant. I got anticipation for Paladin. As you can see, I don't have this collected. I could technically collect it, but it is also a talent that, you know, I'm not gonna waste the 5,000 tokens for. I'm just not gonna reroll all my tokens, but I'm trying to see... Yeah, like that's a decent enchant for warrior, for example, right? That's an epic one. I'm trying to see if I can get an enchant I already have, because that's the only thing I dislike about this system, that sadly it can reroll you an enchant that you already have collected, so you're kind of wasting your runes. Yeah, I'm gonna do 2 more rerolls just so I can show you the Mystic Extract, because we're about to get one. And by the way, if you're planning to make an alt, I would say start saving your enchants if they're decent for that class. For example, if I make a rogue and I save this, my rogue can use it, because the enchants are... Does it say it on the scroll? Yeah, they're realm bound. So the enchants I have saved here for my warrior, because I do have a warrior alt, I've been saving like the, you know, rarer ones mainly. But these ones I've collected, I don't even have to send them or anything. My warrior can just access the same collection. So you can A, use your main to stack enchants for your alt, or you can make a lot of alts and twinks to, you know, stack the runes and just keep rerolling, hoping to get enchants for your main. Not sure how viable it is and how, you know, good it is to spend your time on it, but it is absolutely viable. And as you saw, I didn't manage to keep it up, but we got a Mystic Extract. So now if I want to save this enchant, I can do it by using a single extract instead of 5,000 runes. This is pretty much it. I don't think I'm missing anything about the table. I'm not an absolute master on it, I'm fairly new on it as well, but I think I've got the gist of it. But overall, this video's plan is just a basic explanation so you guys get the hang of it. Let me know down in the comments if misunderstand something about it, or if I said something wrong about it, and I'll try to reply. Also, let me know if you're playing the server and what class you're going. So I'm very interested. I've seen a lot of people who want to try it, but not knowing what class to play on the streams. Other than that, this is about it. I keep rerolling, because this is RNG, like this is fucking addicting, right? That's a legendary Druid Extract. You can get everything, I think everything except from an artifact. I think you can reroll every tier except from an artifact, or the artifacts are that rare that, you know, just haven't gotten one. Again, this is it for this video. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe and leave a like down below if you haven't already. And yeah, come say hi on the streams, and catch you in the stream or in the next video. Goodbye.